I'm very excited. This is such an extraordinarily special occasion, not just because we are celebrating the Founders Day for Government College Lahore, but there are so many of you in the college who really feel what pride we can associate being linked to this institute. When I became a student, that pride was so huge that I could feel it in my bones when I used to walk from New Hostel to my classrooms. Imagine how I felt when I was walking up to take up the post of the Vice Chancellor. I could almost cry. I can cry now. It's such a huge honor, and nobody can understand that better than you can. But with that honor, I also have the passion to do something extraordinarily good for this institution. We got so much pride and honor from this institution. Now is the time to return something to this institution, to make it, to take a corner, to take a turn in which we could really start working earnestly within the institute, those people who are currently associated with the institute, with Government College Lahore, and those people who feel pride in being associated as a student as well as teachers. So I will, from now on, won't be calling you Old Ravians. I would like to call you Ravians. Just the same way as I myself like to be called Ravian and not Old Ravian, although I'm getting older every day. And for the same spirit, I like to think that I would get your support when I will propose to my syndicate in the next meeting that the name should be returned to its original name. And I will feel that pride to do so. I forgot all about my notes. Chief Guest Professor Hassan Askari Rizvi, Chief of Honor Zia Rizvi, Moulud Saab can't be here, but Rana Saab is here. Thank you, Rana Saab. Thank you, Ravians. I'm very pleased. This is my first month as Vice Chancellor, and when I was interviewed, and believe me, I prepared very hard for that interview, because I thought if there is a slim chance of me being selected, I will have to hold on to that chance. And it seems that I was a professor in Seoul, I was a professor in University of Oxford, I was a visiting professor at London School of Economics, and suddenly all the doors were closing on me, and all the paths were leading me to Lahore, to Government College University, Lahore. So I made a pledge to the staff here on my first speech to the staff that I will spend every waking moment of my next 4 years to uplift this institute to the glory it deserves. And because I feel you are part of this family, within the family you don't shy away by pointing to some of the challenges, some of the weaknesses, some of the limitations that the family has. Because then family together has the responsibility to work towards addressing those limitations, those weaknesses. I don't have time, I don't want to talk too long, but I have given 5-point agenda for my 4-year tenure for my work. And I want you to just bear with me for those 5 points. And I will also tell you what initiative within those points I have already announced or I'm going to announce today, using this occasion of our 157th Founders Day and your presence, because I will be coming back to you for support and encouragement. First, and you will agree with me, that the first and foremost is the quality of education. Without the quality of education, it would no longer be possible that people will, after years gone by being student, come back and feel proud about this institution. So my fullest emphasis would be to improve the quality of education. And in that respect, one area where I would be putting special emphasis is the education at the intermediate level. Because government college universities still have the privilege to get the best students at the intermediate level. After that, they sort of saturate away into LUMS and NUST and God knows how many high budget private institutions. But we still have the fortune of welcoming the top students after the metric into intermediate. So my emphasis would be increasing the quality of education at the intermediate level. I have already been going to those classes. I'm trying to introduce a biometer in which we could record the presence and attendance of students and the teachers. One announcement that I would like to make on this occasion, we would also like to start intermediate for girls in government college university. And this is the first time I'm making this announcement. And the thought thinking behind this is nothing more than gender parity. Just the same way as we males had the pride to attend this prestigious institution and sing songs about it, our girls, हमारी बच्चियों को भी ये हक पहुंचता है कि उनको ये शर्फ मिले कि वो गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ सके, इंटरमीडिएट लेवल। मेरा दूसरा पॉइंट है कि इंटरमीडिएट से निकल के जब हम बीए ऑनर्स, बीएस ऑनर्स और एमफिल पीएचडी पे आते हैं तो सारी बात आ जाती है रिसर्च और इनोवेशन, कि हम कितनी अच्छी रिसर्च कर रहे हैं और वो रिसर्च हम करें कि जिसका माशरे को फ़ायदा हो। सिर्फ वो पब्लिकेशंस की दौड़ जो पिछले कुछ अरसे से शुरू हुई है कि लोग बहुत सारे पेपर छाप के और जल्दी से प्रोफेसर बन जाएं, उस दौड़ के बजाय ऐसा मकसद हासिल किया जाए कि जिससे हमारी रिसर्च से हमारी कौम को फ़ायदा हो। जो चैलेंजेस हमारी कौम को इस वक्त दरपेश हैं उनका फ़ायदा हमें पहुँचे, ऐसी रिसर्च की है। उसके लिए मैंने जो एक मेजर इनिशिएटिव आज उसका अनाउंस सुबह किया है अपने कोलीग्स के दरमियान और दूसरी दफ़ा अब आपके सामने कर रहा हूँ कि हम एक सेंटर ऑफ एक्सलेंस बना रहे हैं गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी में on social policy affairs. It would be called Social Policy Advisory Council. And the idea behind the council is that it would be a center of excellence which would provide social policy advice to policymakers, to media, to NGOs, to international organizations, and Government College University will have the pride to initiate the very first center of excellence on social policy. Because it's one of the biggest initiatives we will be doing during my time here, let me just spend a couple of minutes to explain what this Social Policy Advisory Council would be. To start with, Governor Saab has agreed that he would chair the Board of Governors. So we will have the high pedestal of chair of the Board of Governors taken up by the Governor. Then we will have 5 founding directors. One of them will be coming from higher education sector. One of them will be coming from public policy making sector. One of them will be coming from NGO, charity sector. Another will be coming from international organization sector. And the 5th one will be coming from the media sector. So there will be these 5 pillars, 5 wise people who would be working under the ceremonial role of the governor to take the work of Social Policy Advisory Council forward. But the main thing, the main work would be driven by the 10 commandments. So 5 wise people attending to 10 commandments. And those 10 commandments would rely on 10 societal outcomes we want to bring about, we want to improve in our society. 10 social changes we want to bring about in our society. I'll give you a few examples. For instance, under the psychology department, so I've asked different disciplines within Government College University now to provide me 10 bullet points, and each bullet point should address one societal outcome, what improvement we want in our society, and how their discipline can help us bring about that change. For instance, psychology department has given us a single statement that they want to work during the next year, during the first year of the Social Policy Advisory Council, to improve upon, to improve diagnosis, treatment, and awareness of mental health issues in Pakistan. This is just one. Then from computer science department, we are getting that they want to improve the knowledge of software engineering to 1% of the population in the age group of 18 to 26 from underprivileged areas. So you could already sense that we are not making broad goals, generic goals, but actually have a very specific target in mind that that's what we want to aim for from the Social Policy Advisory Council. Let me spare you from these details of other bullet points, but you will soon get a little brochure in which you will see what are the broad goals of social policy, what is the governance structure. And I also propose to Askari Saab and Rizvi Saab that we also want to have a team of founding directors. So we would like to have as many Ravians to be part of those founding directors of a Center of Excellence on Social Policy Issues. So this was the second point on research and innovation. My third emphasis during my stay here is to help link Government College University with the industry. We carry out lots of research in our natural science departments. We carry out lots of research in our social science departments. But somehow the linkages between academic research and academic work and the industry is missing. And again here, I would like to draw upon from all the expertise you have in the actual world to try to link your work with the academics in Government College University so that we could do more research and more teaching which is aligned with what you need in the industry, rather than just following the curriculum and issuing people degrees after degrees. We want to make sure that those degrees are relevant for current day industry. That's my third point. The fourth point is that I want to review the state of infrastructure and all the processes of admissions and appointments in Government College, Lahore. And through that, I want to enhance the quality of experiences of student and staff at the Government College, Lahore. Again, this is an old infrastructure, and on annual basis, on monthly basis, we spend lots of money just to keep this intact as it is, not bring about any improvement. But we want to go around, raise funds with the help of Old Ravians, still have that mistake in my head, with the help of Ravians like yourself, to raise funds so that we could make this a living building. For example, just behind, we have lots of classrooms which are at the moment full of dust and old desks and chairs, and still we do classes here and there. But if we could just with a little bit of effort modernize those classes, then many of you would be very interested to come and attend a seminar, give a seminar, hold an event in those buildings. So we want to do that, and we want to also improve the journal experiences of students and staff here. Fifth and the final point, I want to maintain the strong tradition of Government College, the tradition of sports, cultural and social contributions made by our societies and clubs. And again here, what we want to really emphasize, that what can Government College offer as a learning process to the rest of the society. That event of lawyers and the doctors, that really broke our heart. And on the very next morning, we were having a debate competition here, and almost all of us were in tears, that if society could appreciate in the same manner the value of debate, the value of tolerance in disagreement, then we won't have these kinds of challenges in our society. You could disagree, yet you could debate and you could discuss. In fact, one of the bullet points under Social Policy Advisory Council would be to work to improve upon tolerance, religious tolerance, tolerance of disagreements, tolerance of differences in racial backgrounds and in other aspects that we. So we will be doing all that, and I will be coming back to you with lots of help. Initially, I have some administration challenges. Unfortunately, I have to deal with many of the irregularities that have happened in the past, and I want to put that right, and I'm focusing that in the best possible manner, in the most earnest manner, but our task would be during the next 4 years, and I will hopefully be able to give you a much better news in terms of outcomes that we are generating in the next year's 1st January Founders Day. And I would look forward to meeting you again throughout the year, but certainly I would look forward to that year where I would be able to give with pride a report to you what we have been able to achieve together in uplifting this great institute we love. Thank you so much.